So there are some other talks about the possibilities, speaking of banks, of a bail-in coming. Can you explain a bail-in, and do you see the possibility of a scenario of a bail-in coming?
Okay. Well, the oversimplified answer to that is yes. Of course, I can't explain it, but a bail-in is basically when an entity is in trouble and it uses the deposit base to take that entity out of trouble, assuming that entity is a bank. So you have a bank, you have Bank of North America, okay, BONA, and Bank of North America has $1 trillion of assets. $600,000, $500,000 of those assets are deposits. The other 500,000 are risky mortgages and swaps, and total return swaps, heavy leverage collateral, debt obligations, blah blah, all this other mumbo jumbo stuff. Interest rates rise, asset values fall more than everybody thinks. Leverage goes awry. The second $500,000 of these risky assets now drop to $200,000 in value. Bank of North America has $700,000 of debt, and so or $800,000 of debt. Okay, so now Bank of America is worth a negative $100 million. You have $500 in deposits. You have $200 million in risky assets, and you have $800 million of debt. So the 800 minus 700 leaves $100 million in terms of negative equity value for Bank of North America. Okay, the government will say, well, we're going to save Bank of North America because it has North America in its name and it's a big bank, and et cetera, et cetera. But we're going to take out all the bondholders. They got to go, and they've left. Okay, and the investors are taking losses, but we still have a big hole. Well, we're going to force the depositors, who are also investors in Bank of North America, to take a loss before the taxpayer comes in and pays. When the taxpayer comes in and pays, that's a bailout. When the depositor has to pay, that's a bail-in. Now, as a depositor, you say, I am not an investor in Bank of North America. I've never decided to invest. All I did was put money in my bank account. Okay, that's my money, not theirs. Again, you're not looking at what is, you're looking at what people told you or what you think to be. But if you read the actual agreements on the deposits, you realize that when you send Bank of North America or any other bank in the US, when you send them money, you get your paycheck, you deposit it every 2 weeks, you get $2,000. Okay, you deposit it in there. That $2,000 is a short-term loan to the bank. So they take it, they put it on their books, right, as an asset. And then they have an IOU that they give to you, which is the demand deposit, which is a promise that when you ask for that money back via a check, via a debit card transaction or cash withdrawal, they will give it to you. In exchange for that, they give you a little itsy-bitsy interest rate.
Right.
Or if it's certain checking accounts, you don't even give an interest rate. You get
charged fees.
Yeah, that's true. You actually, if it's below a certain amount, you actually have to pay a fee. So you get charged negative interest, you get paid negative interest, which means you get charged.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, again, fraud and scam from that case thing. That sounds like a good place to use those words, but we're not going to get into that story right now. So if you give somebody money, right, and they pay you an interest rate back, what is that normally called in the normal course of business?
If you give somebody money and pay you back, it's a loan. Yeah.
Right. So if you're a lender to somebody, you're an investor. You invested in somebody or their business if you lend them money.